touch with me. Rather, I
Oh,
am in
that's
touch with him. So it's
very
all right.
nice.
Okay.
Very nice. He was here last month with us in October. He
I
had
met him
come.
in Bangalore. Once we
Yeah.
had a meeting.
Okay. Yeah.
So he invited me to his house. Then
Right. Very nice, sir. Okay. We'll
nice,
start, sir,
nice
now.
man.
It's time.
Right. Okay.
Just give me 1 minute, then I will hand it over to you. Good
Hope my
afternoon.
video is all right, no?
Yes, sir. Video is good.
Okay.
Good afternoon, all friends, participants, and Dr. J.C. Kapoor, sir. Today is our lecture number 18, and lecture will be delivered by our Dr. J.C. Kapoor on safety management of explosives and chemical agents. We are very happy to have Dr. J.C. Kapoor with us today. He has very kindly consented to come for this lecture for the invited talk on this topic, which is very important for our program. And Dr. J.C. Kapoor is a very well-known figure in this field. I will read out his resume in very, very brief for benefit of all the participants. So Dr. J.C. Kapoor, he is actually chairman of Safety Testing and Evaluation Committee of DRDO. He passed out from Punjab University and did his studies in physics. He joined our 15th batch of BRC training school and worked in BRC for 22 years. He has made several major contributions in the field of nuclear reactor safety, and he was also instrumental in design and certification of clean room technology. The technology which has been actually certified and used for assembly of our India's first satellite Aryabhat at ISRO Bangalore. In May 1983, he shifted to DRDO as group head of CPs Delhi, and later on he became director CPs in November 2010. Under his supervision at DRDO, a 75 TNT test was conducted on explosive storage building design based on LRC principle. For his great contributions, he has been duly awarded and recognized with National Service Day medals from Scientific Advisor to Raksha Mantri. He has also been awarded with Group Technology Awards of DRDO, DRDO's prestigious Agni Award from Prime Minister in 2009, and was nominated by Cabinet Secretary for PM's Award for Excellence in Public Administration in 2009. He is member of International Forum of Director of Fire Research Laboratory, NIST, of US, and he has written over 150 papers and published in international and national journal. He is also credited with 2 books written by himself, and he is presently president of Institute of Defense Science and Technology, IDST, for Bangalore, Delhi, Hyderabad, and Pune. We are very, very indebted to you, sir, indebted to you for agreeing for today's lecture. I am sure our participants will be highly benefited and enriched by your talk. And I thank you for that. And I welcome you. And now I hand over it to you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. J.C. Kapoor.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra. I share my PPT and just a minute.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Uh, I think it's not. The share button somehow is dysfunctional. I'm not able to, you know. Hello, Dr. Mishra.
Not being getting opened.
Yeah, the share when I press, nothing is happening actually.
Nothing is happening.
So, or I had to do something
That's
else.
sir, if Prajapati can help, please.
Sir, below there will be
Yeah.
option. Click on that and you can share the screen.
Yeah, let him talk. So I just try to do. Show him the screen and let him come on video. I think that's better
Yes.
on phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either a job.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello?
Sir. Below there will be share options, share screen.
Yeah, share option is there, but nothing is happening.
On share, share, you can
Wait a
select the
minute. Wait a
screen.
minute. I dial Dr. Mishra's number.
Answer.
Yeah. So I'll show him the screen. So, hello. Yeah, Prajapati. Now you can see the screen, right? So this is the share option. This is the share. I press it and nothing is happening. That's the problem. How to share then?
Sir, reload the page, reload the page.
Which page? I mean my PPT.
No, sir, this Chrome browser, just reload it.
I mean I stop it and again enter, is it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm leaving the meeting, huh? Right?
Okay, sir.
So sir, just you can try once again.
Okay, I'm trying window, Chrome tab, window, entire screen. Select a tab to share.
Select that tab to share. It will.
आपका
So,
email ID क्या था?
email ID.
S नहीं,
No sir, you can just share.
S अभी मैंने भेजा है.
नहीं, share. What to share? Because
भेजा आपको मिला होगा.
Share that PPT or share the entire screen and then open the PPT.
entire screen में आ गया, but entire screen में तो आ गया, but I think it's please share system audio is all right. Layout, layout. Yeah, this is what is sharing. No, stop sharing.
So you have stopped sharing.
Yeah, I stopped sharing because it was only my screen showing, but I'm not able to load the PPT.
Sir, just
You
open.
share.
I am sharing my screen.
Oh, okay, good.
Start.
Then I can operate it, no?
Yeah. Will it start, sir? Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Some 10 minutes. Yeah, okay. So how I change to full screen?
You just tell us next screen. I will change
Okay.
it.
You make it the full screen, right?
Yes.
And how I make 100%?
Same method is only there. It will be some issue now. For today,
Now
we
it's
can,
all right. It's all right now?
now you can start the lecture.
Okay. Okay. I thank you, Dr. Prakash Nayak, who actually was the beginning. I mean, he had invited me for this course to deliver this talk. And I also thank Dr. Mishra, our coordinator. And this talk is on safety management and of explosives and chemical agents. So I move forward. So how I change?
We have changed, sir.
See, outlines of the talk are explosive safety, which is in parts of classification of the hazardous goods as per the UN classification document. And then the storage technology, which we have been able to carry out in the CFIs. And chemical agents in part 2 of the talk, which considers types and detection technology and the defense against the chemical agents. I'm not covering the third topic here. Please change. Yeah. Now, safety of the explosives. We start now. Explosive, for the purpose of this presentation, means any substance or article, including a device, that is designed to function by explosion. An explosion is defined for this purpose, an extremely rapid release of gas and heat from the substance or the article by chemical reaction within itself. The term also includes pyrotechnic substance or article unless the substance or the article is otherwise classified. So this is basic definition of a explosive. Please change. I'm not able to change. Okay. This is the orange book, as it is called, and this is the Bible of the all dangerous material which are meant for transport, handling, and everything. And UN document, and we follow in our explosive dealings and everything the model rules prescribed by this book. But we carry out many tests ourselves to see whether the new material or new explosive or new article, new equipment is as per these guidelines, and then we classify. Please next. Yeah. The explosives, I think, right here, right. So the 9 classes of material, explosive is the most, dangerous from the safety point of view. So it is in class 1. Then various classes like gases, which are compressed, liquefied, dissolved under pressure, refrigerated. Then flammable liquids, flammable solids, then things like that, and radioactive materials in class 7. Next, please. We'll go to explosives little detail. This has 6 divisions based on the extent of damage from the explosive, and the division 1.1, the explosives that have a mass detonation, mass explosion hazard. And mass detonation is where almost the entire load instantaneously explodes. So that's the basic definition of explosive. The division 1.2 is again similar, explosive that have a projection hazard but not a mass explosion hazard. So here many things like in our depots, many things are there which will explode one by one, but they have a projection hazard. Their fragments will be projected towards all sides and may be dangerous from that point of view. But mass explosion is not there. Similarly, other 4 things which are much lesser, very low explosivity wise. So next, please. This is also, I mean, they are extremely insensitive substances, but under certain circumstances, they also can explode. So, but they have a lower hazard division. Next, please. These are the classification symbols which are, to be, it is mandatory to fix these things, outside a facility or a building or a storage house. So whatever it contains, whether ST 1.1, 1.2 or so on. Next. Now, hazard is anything having a property of causing harm. It is, I mean, very simple definition. And the probability of harm occurring is known as risk. Now, the severity of this combination of these 2 things, the occurring and the property, then it leads to exposure to hazard, and then the consequences of this combination of 3 is the overall vulnerability of the population around it. So considering these things, only the severity or the hazard classification is done. That's why it is important to know the hazard and risk and severity. Next, please. Now, within the explosives, there are many materials which we can store together without any harm. They have to be stored separately in partition or even in different storehouse. And reason being that the lower class of explosives may be easy to ignite and fire, and those kind of things can take place, which in turn can lead to class 1.1 type of explosives to explode and cause much bigger hazard. So they have to be stored separately. And I think our advice to the army and services, mostly it is followed, but sometimes they do, I mean, over enthusiasm, and few accidents have occurred. because of such things. One was, I think, about 15 years back, a depot in Srinagar, near Srinagar, that actually exploded because there was a visit by the Lieutenant General, and to show, so they took out things from many storehouses. And once he, departed, so those things were lying in the same place. So, and something happened, and the whole of the depot, including the all hazardous material, they exploded. And still we are facing those problems because many of those articles were unexploded, but they are lying around in the jungle. We are considering how to take them off safely because many lives are lost even searching for those. So we further so that kind of issues come up if we don't score as per these compatibility groups. Next, I will show the compatibilities. Next, please. Yeah. So there are the various groups where the primary explosive substances have to be stored separately. Entirely separate ESH has to be there. Nothing to be stored together with them. Group B articles containing primary explosive substance and not containing two or more effective protective features. Now, propellants class, that's group C. Propellant explosive substance or other deflagrating explosive substances, an article containing such explosive substances. And similarly, the other groups, which are lower considerations. Next, please. Yeah. To manage all these transport of. So, chairman of this TEC is Chairman DRDO, and the member secretary is the next. So basically, manufacturing, storage, which present inherent risks to persons and property. The Ministry of Defense, through its storage, through STAC, is responsible that its explosive present the minimum degree of risk to the assets and the public. The STAC was constituted in September 1973. Next, please. There was a okay. There was a video. I think if it comes off, I'll show you the test of 75 tons of TNT, which we carried out in a military range to test our designs of the storage houses. So if that can be shown by the person who is operating this slides for me, please see that. You just click on the video, I think it will come up. No? Okay. Okay. Now, the terms of reference of okay. Okay, we'll yeah. It's all right. It doesn't. I could have shown you from my slide. I think it will work here. To consider and to make recommendations regarding matters of principle relating to siting, construction, and maintenance in defense installations of magazines, explosive storage houses, and any other structure for storage and processing of ammunition, explosives, and allied chemical preparations, and ammunition workshop and explosive laboratories. So it covers everything. Then during transport of military explosives or ammunition and allied chemical preparations by it is the transport by road, rail, or sea. This tech has to satisfy of the rules and suggest what kind of precautions and everything has to be taken. Next, please. Next, please. This is the stack actually operates through these 6 panels. And panels meet, no, back please. Last slide. Yeah. So it operates through these 6 panels. One is quantity distance panel, which is headed by Director HEMRL. Then firefighting headed by DASE. The storage by DG GONA it is called. Safety audit review by DGQA. Transport by PESO. And electric safety and lighting protection by MIL. Next, please. Next, please. See, concept of safety distance, what we have applied in our, storage. No, last. Previous slide, please. Yeah. So, see, this is the source of explosion, and it gives out fragments and overpressure and ground shock, everything. So, if we have to define the safety distances, first is storage inside quantity distance. So it is this is the storage house, and these are so inside whatever minimum distance has to be kept, that is called storage inside quantity distance. That distance. Then suppose there is a process being done outside, so that's called process inside quantity distance. Then outside there may be public transport routes. So from there has to be minimum distance, which is governed by this PTR distance, public transport route distance. And then the outside quantity distance, which safeguards the houses and such civil structures. And next slide will show you the criteria for this. Next, please. Yeah. I think, okay. So this is typically a conventional magazine which have been used by the Indian Army and other services. So this is a structure which is having brick walls, pulverizable, because they don't want large fragments to be formed during accident, and then outside damage can be there, huge damage, with the 15 centimeter thick RCC roof. And this is to protect contents from outside fragment, this roof. The distance between adjacent magazines should be minimum 2.4 Q 1/3. Q is the quantity stored inside this building. So this is some thumb rules. Next, please. Yeah, this is the video you can show. This is the igloo we made out of that. No, that you go back, please. So you can start here. I think you can scroll and then the symbol will come. Now, see the sound you can have. Yeah. See, this is 75 tons of TNT blowing up, and after the test, you can, once the dust settles down, we'll show you the buildings. In the central building, the 75 tons of TNT was stored and blown up, and the side buildings, they are still safe. That's the kind of design. So they are so close, and still they are able to survive the. And this is the acceptable risk at QO, outside quantity distance, for public. No public utility or the houses or the road will come within this speed, and the blast pressure at OQD is 0.05 bar, and fragmentation less than 1% chance of fragment hit. That's why during the trials we actually send people around the experimental site to find out the size and the distribution of the fragments, and then we come back to this room. Next, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are now the developments which have taken place after that. Now that type of magazine which I showed in the beginning, first magazine. Now that is because of land, pressure on land. Uh, we have to have lower OQD, lower PIQD, and the distance between the storehouses also has to be decreased. This is the LRC igloo which was tested, which I showed in the last explosion video. And this is two kinds. One is, this is detailing, of course. Let's not go into that. Then now we have, for the last 10 years almost, now we are going for unit risk principle for SD 1.1. That means that suppose we are storing articles. Say, for example, I give you one example. Say BrahMos missiles. It's quite a long missile. So if we store, as per the Russian concept, they stored in one single building, huge, very high building, crane and all those things. And we didn't follow that. We devised our own system that a single unit will be stored in a single storage house, smaller one, lower one, and like that. And there are technologies which we introduced to put this missile inside, that take it out at the time we wanted to launch and all that. And the advantages we gained because of this concept was that these missiles have to be kept in AC always. So so AC load was much low. Okay. Second, the silhouette. Say from distance, from aerial observations, you can't find out a building which is only almost a 1.5 floor, whereas that huge building Russian concept was huge. So from distance, any enemy or missiles can sight it. So we are actually, and land also, launching and all our concepts we were better for this design, and I think now we are following this design for all our storage things for such articles. Now this is also unit risk principle for SD 1.3. Only the see, this is very small one. Only thing, the roof SD 1.3 is deflagration. So the roof is designed like this, and there is a vent blast wall here in the front. Blast doesn't travel from the door. This is dissipated here, and this also is for venting. So we actually cut down the blast power in that blast energy, and that's why this is designed like that. And similarly, this is a design for this. What is that during explosion? Once this is broken, it will arrest the fragment, this particular wall, and the air gap also dissipates the blast to a large extent, better than many many hard media, which will cause a lot of damage. So we are still trying that. So next one is because next this is underground storage now, which is actually is the most important development being done here at our lab. And we have taken a lot of trials at our Nagpur site. And why we had to take this? Because the only option where no above ground magazines can be sited is the lack of land. Now, Army is also facing opposition from many quarters. That land cannot be given to you, cannot be acquired, given to you. Unless very, very urgent thing. So to go underground, and there are advantages which are listed out here. Approximately infrared affected, then enhanced security, lesser aging on ammunition because of weather and all these things. Next, please. So this is the latest. We have carried out many trials, but still it is not conflicts. Next. Now these magazines have to have certain special safety features. Now electric extensions are not to be used at all. If you have to carry a light inside, it has to be fully enclosed light, and it has to have many features like that. Which is listed out here. I'll skip that. Next, please. I'll quickly move. I think already we have wasted 10 minutes. Next, please. Yeah. This is protection against lightning. Lightning spark discharge between atmosphere and Earth. That is something fundamental, and which travels through a plasma channel, and which rapidly heats up the air and going up to 25,000 degrees centigrade. Huge. Speed of discharge touches 3 lakh kilometers per hour. And dangers are the fire is to the building. This is for above ground ESH. Then ammunition explosions, electrocution risk, damage to the inside whatever storage assets are there. Then lightning protection systems of 3 kinds we use: fixed air terminal network, suspended air terminal network, and vertical air terminal network. Next, please. There are two more protection features which I show. Then there are special tools to work in the explosive storage houses. There are special tools, I think, which are to be used mandatorily. Nothing can go inside which is not certified, and mostly they are copper tools. No locally designed tools or equipment, nor modifications or alterations to be used in the ammunition. Suppose sometimes local people are enthusiastic. Okay, I'll devise some means of opening this, so they will bring something that may result in accident, spark, and that's why they are not permitted. These are strictly not permitted. Then static charge control. The static charge carried by a person also sometimes triggers a initiation. And at the entry of all these ESH houses, we have a charge dissipation machines. Every people have to touch and go through that small enclosure so that the charge is dissipated, whatever from outside is bringing. Next, please. Now I'll talk of next chemical weapons, chemical agents. But next, please. They were horrible. Yeah. Now, classes of chemical agents, briefly. Lethal, non-lethal, which are used for riot control. They will only incapacitate or, make people run out, but they are not lethal. Now, lethal, again, are divided into these industrial chemicals, the warfare agents, and these are 4 types of chemical agents, which are, I think, detailing a little bit more. Next, please. Yeah. Now, chemical warfare agents. One type is called blistering agent. So it causes, say, sulfur mustard, byproduct of the dye industry, and leucite, which is pesticide industry. Now, primary chemicals which are they are also used in the pesticides and also used in the dye. That's why. Then nerve agents, which is serine, tabun, soman, and VX. So they are all, as you see, from this kind of research. Next. Next, please. Next slide. Yeah. Then choking agents, they are normal, chemicals. Liquids are true gases that cause choking. Cells, breathing passages, dangerous to life. Effects noticeable within 24 hours, and they are chlorine, phosgene, and diphosgene. Then similarly, blood agents, which are absorbed in the body by breathing, causes lethal damage to the bloodstream and stops energy production. And these are HCl, hydrocyanide, potassium cyanide, arsine, and cyanogen chloride. Next, please. Yeah. Now, these chemical agents, how they are disseminated is various means. Spraying devices are one type, and exploding devices are another one. So, spraying devices, say line sources, say through moving vehicle, significant amount of chemicals can be discharged, and they actually, one disadvantage with these type of discharges are that they affect the downwind side. Similarly, spraying by aircraft, that also depends upon the wind direction, etc. The point sources are aerosol can, downwind garden sprayers, and they are moderate or significant uh, depending upon the chemical used. Similarly, point sources are exploding type of things, moderate downwind hazards, and multiple hazard potential. Next, please. Now, these are some equipment shown here for detection of these chemical agents, and these are hazards. Chemical detect many kinds. Chemical agent alarms are fixed in the facilities which are handling or researching these kind of things. Then labs instruments are also there. Next. Now most important thing is defense against WMDs. So the previous things we cannot talk much. So here the defense is most important, and the foremost tenet of this defense is the advanced intelligence, and naturally our people are look out for signals where if such activity is going on, and accurate assessment of that. Protecting gears have to be there. If we have to approach such a facility or a accident site, then good communications, excellent team coordination, psychological preparedness, and planning and implementation. Next, please. Functioning of a specialist rescue team, SRTs. 4 phases of activity levels are defined for them. One is notification phase. In case of any terrorist attack or any accident, after receiving an identification of the relevant information to be notified to Director Safety Officer and Incident Commander, head of specialist response teams by a unified commander. And there is a structure built in every system. We in DRDO have that, starting from headquarters to labs and every field activities. The incident to be notified. I mean, there are various kind of steps to be taken by the management. Response phase is, in this phase, the capabilities available within the establishment, DRDO or nearby government and NGOs at various levels to be put into the effect for controlling the situation. Head of SRT to mobilize his team, including medical unit, and reach the site of the incident. the incident commander to take all decision regarding this activity. Next, please. Then recovery phase, the incident commander to take steps to restore setbacks suffered as a result of WMD attack, such as decontamination of the area, equipment, vehicles, and dispose of the leftovers contaminants. Removal of casualties to designated sites and mortuaries if they are not more. Handling over the evidence to concerned police authorities. This is the recovery phase. Then restoration is the last phase. The incident commander to confirm to the competent authorities that the site of the attack has been sensitized and normal activity may resume in the affected area. This is after decontamination has taken place. Next, please. Now, these are the key elements of preparedness against the WMD attack, the chemical agent attack. The awareness and intelligence, this was emphasized in the previous some slide also. Then emergency handling training, very important. Detection, protection, and decontamination equipment, they have to be available. Advanced planning of the resources, and regular mock-up exercises and drills. At DRDs also we carry out all these activities, drills, and assessment of the resources and such protection and detection and these equipment also. So this is a must for all the agencies which are dealing in science preparedness for chemical agent attacks. Next, please. This is thank you. Thank you very much for your patience. Dr. Mishra.
Thank you, sir. It was really very informative and very, very educative. I'm sure.
I didn't, go into depth of it, but wanted to keep safe myself.
No,
And,
no, of course, there were some network issues. Some in between, we could not listen to, your talk so continuously. But it has been very, very informative, very interesting. So we have some time for question answers. So if any of the participants would like to raise a question, it's a very, very, special subject.
Yeah,
Dr. Kapoor has covered.
One special subject, and we have to, be very careful, saying what.
Normally, we don't come across about this type of information about the storage of important devices. So I'm sure some questions will be there. Particularly, I could not get that clearly about that safe distance. That slide, I think, will show again. If you can tell something more about that, it will be nice, sir. Because your voice was cracking, so I could not get each and every sentence you said. So about that safe distance slide, can you show again? We'll maybe see that. Participants cannot ask questions.
They can comment also.
They can write. You can comment also.
Okay.
Which slide?
I think इसके बाद में बीच का है वो 10 नंबर का 10 से 12 के आसपास होगा और आगे जाइए आप कंपैटिबिलिटी के भी आगे नहीं कंपैटिबिलिटी तो टर्म्स ऑफ रेफरेंस तो शुरू में है
उसके आगे है शायद
उसके आगे आएगा
उस स्लाइड्स में
हाँ इधर या दिस सेफ डिस्टेंस about this OQD, PIQD, SIQD. Can you please tell a little bit more about it? कहाँ चला गया slide? हाँ. Yes.
एक मिनट में अपनी खोल लेते हैं.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah, this is SIQD first of all.
Huh.
Right. So this is the storage inside quantity distance, means suppose this is the that yellow square which is inside. So the distance from the process, the storage side, this is the storage building, and the minimum distance which has to be from the walls, that is the designers have to consider that, so that the certain amount of protection is given by the walls. Some dissipation takes place and that it hits the wall and further dissipation takes place. Beyond that, there are things which are called traverses, which has actually the ground, they are mud like thing, which has, from inclined structures, not structure, they are actually the ground, the mud like thing covered from all sides. They actually arrest the things. So that distance, of the building all put together is the inside quantity distance. These are terms: storage inside quantity distance. Similarly, there is a process building, suppose outside somewhere nearby, which the article is to be processed. Given a timer, all those things are done, then they are transported somewhere else, or it has to be taken out, in the need of, say, deployment. Then they have to be fixed with the timer or initiator or everything. That process is done in the nearby building. So that distance is again defined within which it can take place. That's process. This is public transport also. It's fairly understood, I think. The distance, minimum distance from the public transport route has to be based on certain considerations, which is fixed as per the guidelines of this TEC. This is all given in the TEC pamphlets. So I can't often say, suppose 1 ton is stored here or 5 ton is stored, how much distance it will be to the PTRD type of thing. So, but these are considerations to be given by STEC, and then in the form of pamphlets. See, like guidelines. Now, in nuclear energy also we have guidelines, and then so that kind of thing. So these have to be followed, and they are all based on the pressure which a particular site, say process building can take, or public transport, can take, or outside quantity distance, OQD. Which is most important actually from the safety of public point of view. Inside is within our own people, but this is outside. And that criteria, I think, was given here, that maximum of this much blast pressure will be the 0.5, 0.05, I think.
So as you showed in the video, I think this ESH, whatever is shown in the green, so
ESH.
whatever falls within that green zone, that will be demolished, that will be destroyed. Is it so?
First, yes, that building will be destroyed, but this side buildings, as you have seen, no?
Yes, they were not destroyed.
Yeah, they were not
affected at all. So those side buildings are falling in.
Distance between building to building.
So is that the SIQD, side building, and the storage?
Yeah.
Will that be at the distance of
Yeah.
SIQD?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's kind of presses, no? Suppose it
Yes.
is being stored
Yeah.
inside and being
Right.
stored this side. So that's kind
Yeah.
of
Okay. And whatever is shown in the blue, that
Hmm.
will not have any impact also. Not, it will not be, there will not be any flying parts or nothing, no effect will be there.
No. PIQD is
Huh.
a process building, basically. Process
Yes.
building, where
Huh.
some processing, like I told you, those things,
So that should not
arming
get
and all those
affected.
things, before sending. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can tolerate certain damages. They can
Okay. Fine, sir.
certain,
Thank you. If any
losses
other
also.
question there, we will consider that, sir. If any participant has any question, we'll check. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Very informative.
Yeah.
Interesting
Okay,
also.
thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mishra.
Yes.
And when I come to SBNI, I think we can discuss a little more details.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
whenever we get that opportunity, it will be really great. We will be
Yeah.
blessed.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, sir. You have done it in very, proper time also. That 1 hour slot we had thought for you, and you have covered within that 1 hour. So nice.
Because
Great.
I was conscious that we started 13 minutes late. So I had to.
Yes.
Okay.
Great, sir.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Any question?